Good afternoon. It's nice to be here. Kumnandi ukubalana. Kumnandi ukubalana. It's nice to be here. I just saw a big plane. Okay. You know those big jumbo aeroplanes. I was seeing it in the spirit. And the Lord says to me, we are leaving now. And then I saw a lot of Zimbabweans getting into that plane. So it's a metaphor that God is using to mean that henceforth there is a blessing for Zimbabwe that is beginning to take shape in the spirit. So hence the Lord is showing me a big plane and Zimbabweans entering that big plane. And I saw him shutting the door of the plane, saying that let him who is in this uh, experience with the Lord take part, and let him who does not want to take part be outside. So, as we can imagine, an aeroplane is something that moves very fast. You can depart from Cape Town International Airport today. Within 11 hours or so, you could be in London, United Kingdom, or you could be in New York. A huge change of scenery within a space of 11 hours. Or in those 11 hours, I can choose to walk from where I am here and walk towards the city center of Cape Town. I might get there in 11 hours. But I'm just trying to show you what God is meaning here, that there's going to be a turbocharged, fast, acceleration for the Zimbabwean economy. When God begins to do what God is going to do in Zimbabwe. That's why he showed me a jumbo plane, meaning that instead of walking, as you can see, I'm walking. So God is saying, you are not going to be walking anymore in Zimbabwe. You are going to be on a plane. That's how you must compare. You just compare economies that are like walking and then the economy that is like in a plane. Very fast, supercharged emancipation of the Zimbabweans from the catastrophic misrule of ZANU-PF. 43 years of neglect. Yes, neglect, that's a word I want to focus on. Like, as you can see that I'm walking around here, I'm in South Africa here. I'm in a middle class suburb. It's not even a high class suburb for rich people. It's a middle class suburb. Yet you can see the houses here. They're nice houses, double stories. You know, everybody here has got a car. I'm the only one walking because I'm the only Zimbabwean around. All the South Africans, they don't walk. All of them are in their cars. They're nice big houses, as you can see. Okay, as I'm saying that these are not the rich people, these are middle class people. It's a middle class area, upper middle class. So I've been discussing this with the Lord, and you were saying that this is actually the South African miracle ever since the 1994 Rainbow Nation. These people that stay here are probably, you could categorize them as black because they are colors and Muslims, so they are like, okay, they are BEE kind of people, black people. So you can say there's another nice house there. I wanted to show you this. This is Mnangagwa. This is what other presidents are doing. Okay, there are people who have got nice houses, unlike us Zimbabweans, who come here and offer our labor as low wage earners. Okay, the Lord gave me another word to use. He said, don't use slavery. You are a low wage earner. So we are low wage earners. When we actually have a beautiful country, we should be actually be building nice houses like these ones. So the Lord put it in my heart that, you know what, son, I do understand what the Zimbabweans are going through. Look at this. What the Zimbabweans are going through and why they are not placed. Look at our contemporaries, the South Africans. They have leapfrogged us. They're in the upper middle class, they're in the rich class. And I'm seeing that the populations are praised. They've got professions, multiple professions that young people can join, and there's a prosperity is abound because of what the ANC government has afforded these people to be able to enjoy. Yet Zimbabwe has got the same features as South Africa. South Africa grew rich out of diamonds in the mining industry. We also have a diamond in the broader mining industry in Zimbabwe. Yet since 1980 until now, it is serving the few who have gotten hold of power instead of leveraging on the mining industry to diversify the economy. The Zimbabwean government did not do that. Instead, they thought it's better to to strangle the rest of the economy so that people don't succeed, so that people leave Zimbabwe, professionals leave Zimbabwe, so that they in ZANU PF can remain and just siphon out the resources of gold. You see, if ZANU PF was a good government, they would actually work from the mining industry, agricultural industry, get that done, get it right. Once you get it right, and success in those two industries only can reverberate across all industries, revitalize all industries, supply chains across the field that could make professions to be worthwhile. You know what I'm talking about? No, that way you can grow a broader and much stronger economy. You know, have a society of Zimbabweans that is successful. I mean, look at South Africa. The South African society is successful because their governance system, at least, they're not as terrible as ours. And you can complain about ANC corruption, the mismanagement, blah 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 blah. That's just the politics. But at the end of the day, there is good. Uh, there's a fair level of good governance in South Africa and a fair level of good economic, you know, I mean, economic management, I could say, that has led to this growing middle class in South Africa, of the black people in South Africa. Yet next door in Zimbabwe, we have got fairly the same fundamentals on the ground, which is the mining industry and the agricultural industry. Yet we are lagging far behind, and our people are leaving Zimbabwe and going out to become low wage earners in countries like South Africa. I must not be working. I must be in my country, having a farm or a mine, or not even participating in mining or farming. But because the farming and the mining industry is booming, it will mean that whatever industry I'm participating in also will be affected by that boom. You understand what I'm talking about? That's the kind of economy that we must be building. But Itim Nangagwa has failed tremendously in understanding that's what he must be doing. In fact, one of the things that I'm seeing with AD is that he is failing the test of the heart. He doesn't love people. If he loved the people of Zimbabwe as he's supposed to be, because you cannot lead a people if you don't love them. The only thing that you can do if you don't love them is to become their oppressor. It's either you are an oppressor of the people or you become a lover of the people. When you love the people, you take care of the economy, you take care and then of the society, and everybody prospers. But if you hate them, you will you will not do any of those things. And one of the reasons, another the reason why ZANU-PF is failing is because their lack of creativity. How is it, my guy? Their lack of creativity as far as the economy is concerned and everything. They are focused on getting money from the gold, getting money from the diamonds. That's it. They do not know any other way of making money. I've noticed that these guys, they are not running the economy they're not building anything. All right. They look at whatever has been built by somebody else and siphon wealth out of it, transfer wealth. So they're in the business of wealth transfer, not wealth creation. So the wealth that is supposed to go to the government to build schools and roads, they siphon it, transfer it from the government to their own pockets. Okay. Or anything else that has got value. And that thing is got value because somebody created that value. What NPF does is they wait for people to create value. Once you create value, they take it. They do not know how to create value themselves. And through elections judge political parties. If political parties cannot create value, other people who can create value form political alliances and participate in elections. When they win, then they create value. They prove that they create value. Once they stop creating value, the voters vote for other parties. That's what a democracy is supposed to be like. But however, ZANU-PF is not interested in democracy because democracy is going to judge them and democracy will have them out of power and other people with creative ideas will come in. But ZANU-PF stifles that kind of creativity because they are in their mind they're saying if they allow creativity to if they allow people to be creative in Zimbabwe politically, then it means that they will no longer have access to the resources that they have been unfairly siphoning from the rest of the Zimbabweans. Underline the word unfairly and siphoning. Unfairly. As I told you, is because they have got no clue whatsoever on how to grow or to groom anything. Nothing. They have got nothing. I mean, somebody was telling me that most of those guys in ZANU-PF, they're actually runners for the Chinese. They are runners who to carry to carry out gold illegally out of the country. You know, I always see these guys, these ZANU-PF guys, with in flying in Emirates. They are runners for China, runners for Dubai. You know, taking our gold and not paying the fair share of their taxes. Because at the end of the day, as I've said before, that to mine gold costs money. So if you mine gold, it costs you money. You must sell it at a price that gives you profit. But what these guys do is when they mine it, they sell it at a price, at whatever price, but there is no income that accrues to the government. So it is stealing of the tax. And also another thing, what they do is the 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 the, the gold mines that cost less, or these so-called low-hanging fruits, or other minerals that are that easily make profit. If they legally belong to someone else, maybe who's not part of ZANU-PF, or it's part of ZANU-PF, but they are weaker hands. They those that are in ZANU-PF that are powerful, they use their authority and the fact that they do have political power and they've got military weapons, because the political power in Zimbabwe comes with the military. So they've got military weapons, they can shoot you, they can kill you, they've got intelligence weapons, they've got access to our phones, access to all of that stuff. So that abuse of power, state power, being an intelligence officer, being able to hack into people's phones on behalf of the state is for the sake of protecting the sovereignty of the nation, not for the sake of personal gain. Now, what ZANU-PF have done is that they've abused the state power. They've abused that power to keep the sovereign for the sake of everyone else. No, they use it for selfish interests. So when you have got when for example a person gets a gold mine, and there's a lot of gold that comes out of that mine, therefore it's cheaper to mine, and the rewards are higher. What they do, they come and take it from you, use the leveraging on their political authority. So seeing that is their business model. So you must understand the ZANU-PF that is their business model, to take where they don't deserve. They take because they've got political authority. So that political capital is actually, what can I call it? I can call it is capital. The political office that they hold, it is capital to them. And that's the only capital that is important for their business model to carry on forever. So therefore they have got no interest in freeing Zimbabwe. Freeing Zimbabweans will mean respect of property rights. It's another thing that ZANU-PF does not respect property rights. So as I say that if the mine is yours, it's your property, they will take it from you because it makes money. So it doesn't really matter even if we are doing another business which is not mining. Whatever business that makes a lot of money, and they can recognize how you are making money, and they use their authority to take it from you. And usually because they don't know how to add value, as I've been telling you, they don't know how to add value. Everything that they take from people who are adding value crashes, it goes down. All right, they've got a lot of buildings that they own in the city centers of Harare and Bulawayo. All of them are dilapidated. Nobody takes care of them because they've got no desire or ability to take care. They only know how to destroy. So there's a terrible governance system, you see, and you really need to understand that it is because this political power, this political office, is the only capital that they have in their business model. So ZANU-PF is a business. It is a business model in which the capital there is political power, and anybody who comes and takes it away from them is disturbing it, or anybody who attempts to do so must be destroyed. And 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 the sad part of it all is that there is how you say there is 20 million Zimbabweans that actually rely on good governance. The government, it exists to satisfy the demands of of the citizens. But however, the ZANU-PF, the citizens' demands are an inconvenience to their business model. So you and me, you and I, as a Zimbabwean, we are an inconvenience to Idim Nangagwa and his cronies' business model. So as we look into Harare for services, whether it's for services of whether they want to get a passport services, or wanting to get ID services, or wanting to get houses or jobs or whatever, all of those things, all of those tasks that they must do, to them they are an inconvenience. Good afternoon. They are an inconvenience to their business model that has got nothing whatsoever to do with taking care of you, but it's got everything to do with siphoning wealth as much as they can. Massive wealth extraction from the poor majority to the connected few. And for that reason, they find it unnecessary, okay, or rather they find it necessary to hold on to power forever. So that's what we're faced with. And also they do not want to see any middle class growing in Zimbabwe, because that would mean a middle class that is politically conscious and would demand services from this the government. And we have got a government that doesn't want to render services. As I told you, that rendering services and improving people's lives will mean that these people are going to be politically strong and will be able to remove them, thereby destroying the only business model that they know. So there's no other business model that they know except for that one.